Namaste, guys. ChristianRLong, life enhancement consultant, giving you a big and beautiful shout out on this Friday morning here in Denver, Colorado, 8 o'clock a.m. Mountain Time. Not snowing anymore. Pretty much most of the snow is melted. Welcome to Denver. High altitude, dry. It just disappears. So we're jumping on for our daily dose of light, love, and power with our focus on the love aspect. It was interesting. So I noticed that this was coming up for myself over the past day, and it's actually been coming up for a couple people the past day. So I think it might be a relevant topic. Dean, namaste, my Hatha Yoga brother. This is connected to the love aspect. Prashant, namaste, bringing the heat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I gotta get back to you actually on your message. Now realizing that. I had some super amazing insights with one of my mentors last night, doing some healings, understanding the coronavirus, understanding service, understanding different things that we work on within our lives of goodwill and the will to do good, right? And so the sutra from the Golden Lotus Sutra series on compassionate objectivity, which is basically this book, is about the 5 virtues that we work on in pranic healing. When you react strongly, reaction from other people will be strong. When you react with loving kindness, it will cool them down. I'll read that again. When you react strongly, reaction from other people will be strong. When you react with loving kindness, it will cool them down. Adriana, namaste. I cannot tell you, Avani, namaste. It's good to have you on. I don't see you on as often. I know you're probably busy doing things, keeping it real. Let me give you guys some wave action, if I'm doing it correctly here. Facebook is always upgrading and updating. So, have you noticed, right? We call something a self-evident truth, meaning if you observe correctly, if you observe something carefully and correctly, something becomes a self-evident truth and it becomes validated for you. Right? So it doesn't matter how many books you read. It doesn't matter how many people you talk to, how many seminars you attend, how many podcasts you listen to. It's completely irrelevant, right? You can just look and go, yeah, that's a self-evident truth in my life. It's an obvious truth, right? So have you noticed that when you are aggressive with somebody, they're aggressive with you back? Have you noticed when you're, Karen, namaste, have you noticed when you're kind with someone, someone's kind with you back? Have you noticed when you are playful with someone, someone's playful with you back? In general. So, I have a person in my life who, for lack of a better way of saying it, Sudeep, namaste, rubs me the wrong way. I've known this person for many years, and there's always disharmony between this person and me. And this person is a big lesson for me. Like, you ever realize you have somebody in your life not because of the things that you think it is, like, oh, we're going to hang out and do this, we're going to learn this with each other, we're going to experience this with each other. It's none of those things, but it's more of like big lesson or lessons attached to that person. It's very strange. So you stop seeing the person as the soul and you just see the person as a big lesson, right? And so when I was talking with my mentor and getting some healing and getting some clarity the other day, one of the statements was, if you don't mind, it doesn't matter. And what she was referring to is the more mentally and emotionally entangled I become with wanting my way and controlling the situation and pushing aggressively, the energy coming back from this person is going to entangle me deeper with them, cause me more suffering, cause that person more suffering. Versus taking the approach, if I don't mind, it doesn't matter. If I'm cool, calm, and collected, if I have a big, loving, open heart, it doesn't matter. And it was interesting because we always talk about right viewpoint in the streams that we do and what we do in pranic healing or Hatha Yoga, because it's based on the Eightfold Path of Buddhism, which is, about 2,500 years old and been proven to be very, very effective when you practice it. But having that right viewpoint of like, okay, I could get worked up, I could get angry, I could get frustrated, I could be, as she said it to me, which, see, just like I'm helping you guys, I have people helping me. Just as I might say things that you don't like, I hear things that I don't like. And it was like, well, you can be a big baby about it. You could be like a little boy that's whining because he's not getting his way, or you can just see it for what it is. The person is who they are, and let go, not be so worked up about it. I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden my viewpoint started shifting, and guess what happened? My alleviation, my stress, my suffering around this person, because there's a lot of suffering around this person, went from here to here, right? Because I just was like, you know what? I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to let these little things stir up so much within me, right? So again, I'll read you guys the sutra. When you react strongly, reaction from the other person will be strong. React. React means they did something to you and you're reacting. It's not you taking the initiative, and it's not you responding. It's you having a knee-jerk reaction, right? Lack of consciousness, lack of awareness. So when you react strongly, reaction from other people will be strong. So they do something to you, you react way over the top, and it hits their energy body, it hits their psychology, right? It can even hit their physical body, depending, and then they go, what's your problem, right? So you get a wave of energy back. And this also happens energetically. So you go, well, wait a minute, how can it happen energetically? Like, so you're saying that it can affect them energetically and not show up physically immediately? Yes. Have you noticed, Jessica, I'm namaste, you're late. Have you noticed, I'm kidding, that there are people in your life that you don't see physically, right? There are people in your life that you don't see physically, but you project negative thoughts and you speak negatively about them. And then the next time you see them physically, they respond to you as though you've been having a negative conversation with them all along. Because you're programming somebody's energy body with your thoughts and your words. It happens to all of us. All of us. There's nobody that's protected from that, if you will. There's people who have certain abilities and training and what have you that prevents that from happening as easily. But in general, Joanne Altman, namaste, if you project negative thoughts and negative words to somebody, even if you're not talking to them and they don't know you're talking to them, when you see them physically, your auras don't get together very well. They intuitively know you don't like them. So again, when someone's I want to read it correctly here. When you react strongly, reaction from other people will be strong. When you react with loving kindness, it will cool them down. So anger is very hot. So when we get angry, the solar plexus chakra gets inflamed. It gets really, really big, called the solar plexus chakra. It gets big, it gets hot, it gets inflamed, and it pushes dirty red energy all over your aura and all over your chakras, right? So the person reacting to you strongly, they're dumping that hot, burning energy onto you. So what do? React with loving kindness. Loving kindness in thoughts, loving kindness in words, loving kindness in actions. And that will soothe them, it will cool them down, and it will help them see things clearly. But guess what? If you can't keep your cool, if you can't be in a state of loving kindness and non-injury for yourself and hold space for the other person, how can you expect you to cool them down? Does it make sense? And you go, well, it's not fair. I'm the, why do I have to be the bigger person, right? I got this talk actually from one of the masters 4 years ago. And I was telling him a situation, a very intense situation in my life. And I didn't know where to go, didn't know who to talk to, didn't know how to get clarity on the situation. And he's been there for me for 15, almost 16 years. So I said, here's the situation, what do I do? And he's looking at the energy, he's processing what I'm saying. And he says, you have to be magnanimous. And I go, are you kidding me? I have to be magnanimous? For those of you who do not know, being magnanimous means you are in the position to get revenge on someone who wronged you, right? you have more power, more resources, more whatever to hurt the person who hurt you, but the magnanimous person says, I forgive you, go in peace. It's a very difficult thing. It took me a while. It took me about 6 months to process what he was saying about being magnanimous, but I realized it was the right thing to do. So I reacted with loving kindness and non-injury versus cruelty, anger, rage, vengeance, right? You know, the interesting thing is, it took me a while to figure this out, but as I've done this work over 16, almost actually 20 years, is a lot of healers, as I understand it, a lot of healers were previous warriors. So part of the karma of being neutralized is we killed people, we murdered people, either mostly as our duty, right? Because we were warriors, soldiers. We had to kill people to defend the castle, to defend the property. Right, namaste. And as part of a way of neutralizing that negative karma, we are now dedicated to a life of healing. So we heal people, right? So we instead of using a sword to cut someone down, we use a crystal to heal them, right? So that's why it's very easy when I think about how can I get my way with this person, or how can I win? It's very clear on how to win improperly. Like the path of destruction, super clear. This is how you destroy another person. It's very clear. I was actually talking with my mentor about this a while back, of like, yeah, this is how you destroy somebody's life systematically. Because I have previous training of the warrior arts, and that's why I was introduced to martial arts at 7 years old. And I was very good in martial arts. And then I went into mixed martial arts when I was a teenager, and jiu-jitsu and all these different practices, and I loved it. But then a part of me started going, wait a minute, I could either go this route in my life, or I could go this route. I could go back to the route of the warrior, back to the route of hurting people and causing destruction, or I could go to the route of healing, helping, alleviating the suffering of others. So I chose the other path. I chose the path of healing. So the point with everything that we're saying today is it's better for you to respond in a loving and kind way to somebody that hurts you than it is to throw fuel on the fire. So you have to change your viewpoint. You have to change your viewpoint. You have to go, if I don't mind, it doesn't matter. So when someone's getting squirrely or you're not getting your way, you're just like, okay, I'll keep doing my work. I'll keep being loving and kind in my thoughts, my words, my actions. Nothing lasts forever. Remember that. In the physical plane, nothing lasts forever. I'll say that again. On the physical plane, nothing lasts forever. So you have an expectation that something good will never change. You have the expectation that something bad will never change. And by the law of cycles and the law of change, that's not possible on the physical plane. Everything has to run its course. So the interaction with this person in my life, it has to run its course. Right? It has to run its course. I can't, as much as I want to control this person's behavior in ways you have no idea, because the person just doesn't see things clearly, it's like, wait a minute, I can respond loving and kind, or I can respond in a cruel way, which, interestingly enough, several people have given me the advice to respond in a cruel way. And then I give them my feedback and go, well, the reason I'm not responding in a cruel way is for this reason, this reason, and this reason. So then I shared my viewpoint with them, and they go, yeah, I can see that now. That makes sense. I've given them the right viewpoint. But doing the kinder thing, the more loving thing, the sweeter thing is actually more difficult. Right? But my love aspect is going to grow and going to develop, and I'm going to become a better person at the end of it. Right? I have many different ways of being cruel. I could easily be cruel. I don't recommend it, and the way it makes me feel and has made me feel in the past doesn't make me feel good. So the feedback I get, not so good, right? So I'm going to do the loving and kind thing. I'm not going to let it get under my skin, and I'm going to move forward. That's it. So I hope that advice helps. I hope that viewpoint helps. I hope you use it to improve a certain situation in your life to help you move forward. But what's really, really interesting, and I'll share something with you before we wrap up. Expansion, yes, is as you get better and better and better at using spiritual tools and spiritual technologies to transform your life, oh, you guys are so beautiful with all your hearts. You get better and more efficient at letting things go and shifting your perspective. So instead of being angry and holding on to that anger for 5 years around someone or something, you go in, you do your inner work, you do your forgiveness, you change your viewpoint, right? And then your suffering goes from a 10 down to a 2. William, Atma Namaste, right? So you're able to handle that and move forward. And then guess what? Another problem comes into your life, and instead of it taking 5 years to resolve, you do it in 2 years. And then you practice with more people, and you go from 2 years to 6 months, then from 6 months to 1 week. And now you have developed the skill, the invaluable skill of forgiving people who wrong you, whether it's a huge wrong or a little baby wrong. You've developed this skill to be like, I let go. I changed my viewpoint. This person is a divine child of God. I'm not going to drag my energy down with this any longer. So you have to give so much gratitude to the person, Mahesh Atma Namaste, who came into your life, Yuvi Atma Namaste, or persons who came into your life to say, hey, you helped me learn how to forgive. You helped me learn how to let go of pain. You helped me learn how to change my viewpoint. You helped me learn how to be a better soul. And I'm supremely grateful for that, right? But if we just, exactly, 7 levels of forgiveness and 5 levels of awareness. So if we just go, if we have the challenge and we just stay stuck in the challenge and be like, I'm going to be angry, I'm going to hold on to this for the next 5 years, that person doesn't deserve to be forgiven, that blah, 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 and you just stay stuck, nothing happens. And guess what? You don't learn that lesson. So the next person who hurts you, or persons who hurt you, what do? You hold on to that for 5 more years. And then that gets stuck to your energy body. And then it weighs you down energetically. It weighs you down emotionally. You're rotting from the inside out. You have burning anger. You can't sleep. You don't have any inner peace when you meditate. So do you see all these things? So the person who's in your life that you're like, this person's a pain in my butt, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to grow, to evolve, to become better. So I now have tools to do it at, whenever. That's why I'm super, super grateful for all the challenges I've had in my life, because it's made me into a better human being. So when I want to develop compassion, I can do it almost instantaneously. When I want to forgive, not instantaneously, maybe takes me a week or two to really deeply let go of the wrongdoing that happened. But how valuable is that? I don't get caught in the mire or the muck of the world, right? I transcend. I hover above. I go beyond. So, I know we ran over a little bit today, and you're like, what topic were we covering? We were covering the love aspect today. The love aspect. Loving kindness and non-injury. Super important. Super healing. Super transformative. I hope it helps. So, join us in the next 15 or 20 minutes at 8:30 a.m. We'll be doing our daily dose of meditation, not of light, love, and power. We're going to be doing our Twin Hearts meditation in a group. Love to have you guys on. Jessica says, I made my son. He is so much like me, but just different viewpoints. That's adorable. UV, Mahesh, William. So join us in the next 20 minutes for our Twin Hearts meditation. So within 20 minutes, you'll be physically fed, spiritually empowered, emotionally calm, mentally sharp. Interesting. I like how I worded that. I will see you guys there. For those of you who need healing, feel free to reach out to me directly at ChristianRLong.com. It's my name. And I look forward to serving you in the very, very near future. Atma Namaste. Bye-bye.